As part of our Hammer Time series here on San Antonio Living, we take you inside the world of home remodels. Owners of Virtuoso Builders, Mike and Molly Sowery, are here this morning to talk about making a remodel more affordable. It's good to see you. Thank you guys for coming.
Our pleasure.
All right, let's start right there because doing any kind of remodel is very expensive. So can you take some cost-saving measures?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's definitely some ways. A lot of it is in the planning. So let's say for a kitchen, for example, or even a bathroom, keep the plumbing in the same location.
Okay.
So, you know, if you're going to take a sink, don't move it from one area to the other. Just keep it there because plumbing can get very expensive. Another thing is that your cabinets, if they're in a great shape, they function really well, then keep your cabinets, paint them.
Okay.
Another thing is work within that same footprint. So if you're thinking taking out a wall or something, maybe don't, because that wall could be structural, then that will add on cost. It just adds up really fast.
So there's ways to do it, but you have to talk to a professional because if you're at home and you're dreaming it all up, it's going to cost way too much money. All right, so Mike, what should we avoid if we're trying to stay within, you know, our little budget that we've set up for ourselves?
Right. I mean, budget is always a concern. You know, regardless of how much or how little money you have, you want to stay within the budget. The main thing really is not to have a lot of change orders.
Okay.
Change orders add time, add cost. Of course, 9 times out of 10, change orders are homeowner driven.
Right.
There will be that one time where you open up a wall, you find something, but if budget is really a primary driver, you need to stick with your initial plan, no change order.
Okay. What about selections? Is there an opportunity to save when you're making your selections?
Yeah, that's a good question. People often associate cost savings with the initial cost of a selection. That's not necessarily the case, right? You want to buy quality. Over the long term is really where you're going to get your cost savings. So if you buy something that's quality, the long term is the key, right? You could buy a plumbing fixture from a supplier, a plumbing supplier, or a big box. They might look the same, they might have the same model number, but the one from the big box is cheaper because it's got plastic instead of brass on the inside. So you have to look at the long-term cost, not just the initial cost. So buying quality only hurts once.
Okay, okay. And then what if the homeowner changes their mind during the process? That's going to cost, right?
Yes, it can.
Don't mind changing.
Absolutely. I mean, I say this because I just did in our own house, but look, you can change your mind. We're women. We change our minds. So, and you want it the way you want it, so we completely understand. But if it's a budget concern, absolutely stick to your original plan, because you could get into like what Mike was talking about and get into a change order. So, you know, you could have what you want, but just make sure you don't second guess yourself. Most of the time, people end up coming back to the same thing they picked in the very beginning. So don't look at all the photos online and stop looking at things.
Stick to your original plan, right?
Stick to the plan, stick to the plan.
And take that plan to Virtuoso Builders. They're here in San Antonio by appointment only at 210-525-8750. And of course, you can find out more at virtuosobuilders.com.